Hello, everyone, and welcome to the YouTube channel of Being ACCA. We are Punya and Tushita, and today we have a very special guest. It is Naser sir, and we owe a lot of our success, whatever we have achieved so far, to him because he was the one who mentored us right in the beginning when we were puzzled with all of the questions, when the qualification as a whole was new to us. So, thank you so much, sir. We are very grateful, and we are so happy that you took out time from your schedule and joined us today for this session. A very warm welcome from both of us.
Thank you very much for calling me and getting me into this particular expert session, which you call, and those many good things which you've said. I don't know whether I should hear it and take it to my head, but thank you very much for that.
All right. So we all know that Nasir sir is an expert faculty for financial management ACCA, as well as he teaches CMA papers. So we will be talking all about that. The segment, as you know, there are three segments in this video. The first will be the questions which you guys have sent us as the audience. Then we have some questions that we would like to ask sir, and then a little bit of fun segment. So Punya is going to kick off with the first segment, which is the questions by our audience.
All right.
Okay, so let's start. Since you are an expert faculty for FM, Financial Management of ACCA, do you think that students should go with this paper as their first skill level exam in ACCA?
100% yes, you should go with it as the first paper of skill level, because this is more of a logical paper rather than a rule based paper. For example, like FR audit, you have to follow standards on auditing, you have to follow accounting standards in FR. So these are some rule based stuff. Even in taxation, you have to remember and understand these sections, tax laws, all those stuff. You need to understand all these things. But whereas when it goes with financial management, it's more logical and easy logics, not that difficult reasoning type of logics which are there in performance management. Like in performance management, you go more with decision analysis, you go on with changing some variables, simulations and stuff in performance management. Whereas with the financial management, it's simple. Like, you've got $100, how are you going to make it more? How are you going to manage those $100? So this is something which is a student can relate to on a daily life. For example, if he has to conduct an event, an event of 100 people, how's the dinner and lunch going to be? This is something which anyone can think about. Okay, we have to organize this and thing, and we need to organize our caches in this manner. That's pretty simple, and that's pretty logical and relatable to any student who's going to take it up. So going with the financial management paper at the first is highly advised. You can go ahead with it. It does not have that, that basic base only is required of business understanding. It's more than enough to go ahead with financial management. So yeah, the first paper it is.
Okay, that was very well answered. So the next question that we have is, we all know that the management accounting exam in the knowledge level gives students the base for PM as well as FM. The concepts like time value of money are some of the overlaps which we could see as a bridge to the PM and FM exams. So there are a lot of students who end up taking exemptions for the management accounting paper. So how do you think these students should fill the bridge that is caused between the knowledge gap that they have from not doing MA and then straight away going to, let's suppose, FM exam?
Well, not only for FM exam, if you have taken exemptions and the first four papers you have been exempted, or the first six papers you've been exempted, I've seen people getting exemption for nine papers also. That's pretty wrong, actually, completely wrong. It should not happen because you lose out on your base.
Yeah.
So what I would suggest to any student who is doing that, or because the student does not take that as a choice, there are counselors who sell it to them and they buy it because it's been sold to them. They are also not wrong there. They have been a victim of that particular route of ACCA. So now for them, what I would suggest is, be a bit more professional in it, believe in your efforts only. Go through the syllabus once by yourself of management accounting. Suppose if you have missed management accounting, go through it, try doing all the MCQs there, and also go through mock examinations in a proper examination scenario, so that you level up yourself, you be on par with your classmates in the class who have passed that exam. At least that's the best you can do if you've been exempted. Otherwise, if you're exempted and you feel it like it's a privilege which you've got, believe me, that will hit you really hard, because in the classroom, those students who have passed the exams and you who has got exempted from it, you would face a difference, because in the class it will happen. I would say, I hope you guys know this. Then the people who know it, they'll say yes, and the people who got exempted, they'll say, what did he say? And then I'll move forward.
Exactly.
Okay, so you would not be able to understand it, because those were taught in the previous classes, in the previous sessions. So that's something which you need to go through, get some recorded sessions of knowledge level or the papers you've been exempted, go through it, try doing it, practice it. Okay, there's one wrong thing which there's one best thing which I would suggest. In when we were in our 10th standard, our sir, what did he do is, he said that everyone open your maths textbook, and in that math textbook, the first page, before the preface, the first page, it was written, learning mathematics is doing mathematics.
Hmm.
So if you have to learn mathematics, you have to do mathematics.
Right.
It's not like you can learn read it, it's not going to get into your head. So in that same manner, accounting again is mathematics again
Yeah.
extended for you. Learning management accounting, financial accounting is doing management accounting, financial accounting. Until unless you do it, you practice it, you put down your calculator, you scribble out on your rough paper and do all those calculations, it's not going to happen. You have to do it by yourself. Then you'll get that base, and then financial management would also look really easy for you. So that's what I would suggest for everyone who's taking exemptions. Go through it. I know that it's not your fault, but go through
Yeah.
the papers. Do not leave it for granted.
Yeah, that's very true. I think most of the students that come up to us also, they say that I am getting exemption for knowledge level. Should I take it or no? And we are also like, it depends upon you. We especially suggest students to not go for at least F2 and F3 exemptions, because these are base
Exactly.
level paper for skill level.
Exactly. Exemption is like, it depends on situation also. Like suppose you're already having experience for 5 years and you don't want to invest that time, then it's understandable, but
Hmm.
still go through the
Go through.
basics, please.
Right, right, right. Okay, so next question is that while practicing or while we are solving the questions, while students are practicing for their financial management paper, what are the three top resources that you would suggest students that they should highly use while they are practicing?
So the top three resources are the books which are available with them: the Kaplan, the BPP, and the ACCA Study Hub, which is there recently being developed more in such a way. At my time, when I used to train students, I maybe used to take only Kaplan or sometimes only BPP. But now the ACCA Study Hub has really good resources which you should utilize. Now here comes a situation for a student that, suppose you've been following Kaplan throughout in your complete classes and you're confident also with the Kaplan study text, and the examination is a week away, and suddenly some other student gives you a panic switch and says that, did you do the BPP kit or something like that? And in that, what happens, oh, I didn't even touch BPP. Then you suddenly start studying from the BPP. Or someone says, did you do the study hub, ACCA study hub? Then again, oh no, I didn't do it, I did only one resource. What should I do now? So you get panicked and you start studying from the other resource also. So in that situation, I would suggest, if you've studied from one resource, concentrate on that, complete the MCQs, complete the exam kit and all that stuff, practice it, and go ahead for the examination. You are not missing out on anything. There is nothing extra in ACCA Study Hub. There is nothing extra in syllabus in BPP. It's all the same only. It's just the structure of the way it's different. I would also suggest you students, like this, I suggest more for the CMA students, but for ACCA students as well, take less questions for practice and time it. Take less questions and time it. Like take 5 questions and time it for 10 minutes. You have to complete it in 10 minutes. Do that with the MCQs. You will feel like, okay, I'm gaining on confidence. With that, what will happen, you will not remember the questions. For example, when you're practicing one chapter, you complete one chapter and then you come again to that chapter for the next time practice, you will remember the
Correct.
question, and while reading the question itself, you won't even go towards the options. You'll just tick it and you'll move forward.
Yeah, yeah.
If you have come up towards that situation, that's really bad. You should not go towards that situation. You should not remember the questions. You should just analyze that question then and there. It should look independent to you. The moment it is like, I know this question, then you're losing out there. Every question should look new to you. Believe me, even today, if I'm going to teach FM or any CMA paper or anything, Whenever I see a test year understanding, I look at it as if I'm looking it at for the first time. And then I also try, going through that solving procedure so that I also understand how the student is feeling right now.
Right.
So do not remember the question, try taking it independently always. That will make your brain active all the time. So whatever study resources you go through, make sure that you practice in it in a new manner, like you don't feel like remembering the question. That's what I would suggest.
All right, so this was our questions that were sent by the audience. Now we have a few questions from our side. The
Okay.
first question is that, FM has higher pass rates when you compare it to other papers like PM or AA. So students tend to take it lightly, seeing these high pass rates. So what would you tell these students that, whether they should be doing this or not?
Well, I would suggest that even if you are going for like suppose I am a qualified CMA, and suppose I have to study for the financial management and give the examination. Okay, if I have to study and give the examination as a tutor, that also I cannot take it lightly. I am tutoring students, AFM, I can go ahead and give my exam by myself. That is also not suggested, because preparation perspective is different, teaching perspective is different. You should put in the hard yards, you should put in the right efforts to get the right result. The moment you feel like I can do it, it's just like that rabbit and turtle story. What happens? I can do it, it's kind of easy. You shrug your shoulders and off and say that okay, it's going to happen anyhow. Don't do that. That attitude is good once you complete it.
Right.
Until you complete it, be focused. That's what I would suggest.
Okay, so next thing is like generally it is suggested like people can go with PM and FM together as a combination in skills level, just like FR and AA they can go ahead with. So what is your take on it, since there are few overlapping concepts in PM and FM? So shall students go for these together as per you?
um if you are a student who has already completed some other professional qualifications, just like chartered accountancy, or you've completed CA Inter, and you're coming through that route, then I would suggest go ahead with FM and PM. No doubt in it, because they are used to give 8 examinations, 4 examinations at a time. So that does not make any problem for them especially. But suppose if you have done only ACCA and BCom only, then I would suggest go with one paper at a time, because you have enough windows. You do not
Right,
need to rush.
right.
Do not rush. I would I have done this mistake as a student. I used to rush if and give the examinations at the earliest, the nearest slot available, and
Hmm.
fail by margins like 1 or 2 marks. And that was really bad, because at that time there was no proper mentor to guide me and say that, "Arey, it's okay, you don't need to rush. Even if it's done on the next window, it does not matter.
Hmm.
No
Right.
problem in getting it delayed, but
Hmm.
don't rush for it. Give one paper at a time." And the combination, again, I would suggest, if you're going with PM, go separately. If you want to go with FM inclusive of a paper, then you can go with FR, provided you are really good in FR.
Hmm.
Then you can go with FR and FM combination. You can go ahead with that. Otherwise, no, go with only PM separately. PM tax are like separate papers only.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what I would suggest.
Yeah, that's what even we realized in our journey that, tax being a lengthy paper should be done separately. PMAA, particularly papers with low passing rates, so better not to take the risk. And the fact that, if you take things one by one, it becomes more manageable. You tend to have a better hang of things. So even we
Exactly.
suggest going one paper at a time. I completely agree with you on this. So the next question is that, the students often tend to think that FM is only numerical. Like there's
Hmm.
no discursive elements, but with the recent attempts, we have seen the growing importance of the discursive elements. And, because people think it is a numerical paper, they tend to only practice numbers, and they probably ignore theory or do not weigh it as much important as they do with the numbers. So, how do you think the students should cope with preparing for the discursive elements? Because numbers they can practice and they can get a hang of, but how should they practice, or how should they prepare themselves for the discursive elements?
All right. So in this manner, I would suggest that just going through the numbers practice, questions practice, it's not going to help you. You should understand that why are we doing this. For example, understanding the accounts receivable cycle, the accounts payable cycle, which is working capital management. Why are we doing this? Is because we want to understand that the company should not come into a situation where they are having no cash, and a company should not come into a situation that you miss out on any investment opportunity and just keep cash in hand and you be remaining there. So understanding all the processes behind which goes through the thought process of a company owner or shareholders, this is something which you need to understand. And once you understand this, then you can take a better decision. For example, when we talk about the dividend decisions, like dividend decisions is like, it's a calculation basically. You calculate, you're having enough funds, okay, give that much fund. But how much fund do you need to give it to them? Do you need to maintain that uniformity or not? Or you are going to go ahead and go a more aggressive approach? So these are the things which comes into a theoretical understanding, like aggressive approach, passive approach, assertive approach. Which one is the best at which situation? You will understand it with examples. A little bit of stories would be better to understand these type of stuff, okay? Specifically with understanding on the procedures which you need to take next for the business. For example, you have to manage cash. Why do we take that particular Baumol's model for cash management? Why is that been inspired by the EOQ, economic order quantity? These all are the things which are need to be understood, that why are we doing this? Why are these formulas which have been being used again and again? Why not there's another new formula for it? So these are the things people need to understand. When they go through the theoretical knowledge of it, they'll have clarity on it. And also there are some chapters which are related to forex. We don't have that much big questions coming in from forex, but still they are enough for you to understand it with the story. For example, in the numerical part of forex, you would get confused if you do not know the concept right. Like if you are selling, you're buying, which situation you are in, which perspective you are going to answer this is a bigger question, rather than just doing the numericals there. I get confused, like the currency has appreciated or depreciated. It took me time also. It's because the concept was not clear. Once you have the conceptual clarity, then doing these numbers will be really easy. So concentrate on the concepts also, and your numerical problems both go hand in hand. They do not go separately. While doing the problems itself, understand why are we doing this, what's the concept behind it, what's the reason behind this. Because FM is completely logical, reasonable, understandable.
Yes, truly, I think you answered that really nice. Lastly, for this segment, we have question. Do you think that ACCA qualified person who maybe is an affiliate or maybe a member will get any benefit if he or she thinks of pursuing CMA?
CMA is something like, suppose if you've already done the ACCA, then I would suggest you don't need to do the CMA.
Okay.
Straightforward, you don't need to do the CMA, because it's all in all going to be another you're taking another route again towards it, towards the same thing. You're learning almost kind of 19 same, you're learning almost the same thing in a different structure.
Okay.
Okay, I would suggest, if you're done with the ACCA, then go on towards understanding and learning some technical skills, which I am keep saying it again and again. Learn Power BI, Tableau, SQL, Python related to accounting and ACCA. Do not go out and learn everything which is there available on the internet. It will be a waste of time for you. Learn everything which is related to the qualification. Reach out to people, reach out to ACCAs who are having 10-15 years of experience working out in the industry.
Hmm.
Ask them that where is the challenge which you face. If you were in a student, what would you learn at an early age which would help you now? Ask them these questions, you will get your answers then and there. In fact, if they answer it, their job is in threat, because you're going to learn it and be more good at it. But that's what it is, guys. You need to know what is trending right now. If you go to any qualified person and say that I'm an ACCA, what should I do next? uh, I would not suggest doing CMA, CPA, CFA, anything for them, because you've already gone through that particular journey. Why do you want to go through that again?
Yeah.
Are you getting my point? You've already put in a lot of sacrifices, a lot of efforts for ACCA. It's done. It's time for you to reap the benefits. And add on, you have to keep on learning, but you do not need to go through that rigorous process of examination. You need to keep updating yourself, learning, but you don't need to go through the rigorous examination process. Go ahead with more of technical skills, soft skills. Improve your language, improve, try to learning a new language where you prefer to go and work. That will help you a lot, rather than just doing a parallel qualification to it. Not suggested. But suppose if, if ACCA is stuck, and if it is stuck for a longer period of time, and you feel like, let me just complete it off with the CMA, then
Hmm.
that's again a case to case basis. Now, case to case basis, it means that if suppose ACCA is not doable to you, then CMA also will be not be doable to you.
Okay.
It means that accounting and finance is not for you.
Hmm.
When accounting and finance business is not for you, then CMA is also not for you. But
Yeah.
suppose you're stuck in one paper, and that paper is like, you don't want to do it. Like suppose you're stuck in audit, and you don't want to be an auditor also, then switching towards CMA. Now this is just a scenario which I am
Yeah.
stating, but there are times, like, you won't be stuck also in these papers. If you have the right mentors and tutors, you will be done with it. That's what I would suggest. Find the right mentors, tutors, you will get, your work will be done.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's move forward with the last segment that we have, which is like a fun segment, light-hearted segment for you.
Okay, I don't know what this is now.
Okay, so the first thing we would like to know from you is like you are constantly on Instagram making content, making videos for our students. So apart from teaching, apart from content creation, what else do you do in your free time? What do you like to do?
What else would I like to do? I would like to go out there, play cricket, snooker, whatever sport is there to play out there. I'm up for it. The only challenge which I get, I don't get members to play with me. So I try taking someone with me somehow the other and go out there and play. That's what I would suggest. Cricket is not that easy because you need to get those many number of players. The whole day goes out. But going out for a badminton or going for a gym session, that's something which is more enjoyable. And now it's been, my daughter is 1 year old, she has a lot of time for me, and I need to give a lot of time for her and enjoying with my daughter. That's what is my work right now.
That's great. Okay. So next thing is one quick hack for all, which you can give to all the students who are now pursuing their FM paper or ACC in general, and how they can also enjoy their social life.
Don't take it seriously, just take it as a normal exam. You have one paper at a time to do it. Do not take it that seriously, because if you go on towards that seriousness, that did I complete this, did I complete that, did I do this chapter, this, don't go with all that stuff. you know be a bit normal, be a bit chill, understand it that there are thousands of students who have completed the ACCA. More than that, there are people who have completed this examination. All are human beings. You are also one of them. It is doable, provided you follow the same footsteps of those people who have completed it. So if you follow those footsteps, it will be done. But if suppose you are going to find a new path, then that's going to be a different issue. But it's doable. Just be relaxed, concentrate on your mental, physical health, and ACCA, any paper is going to be easy, not that stress for any student. Yeah.
Okay. So lastly, we have a quick session of this or that. I'll ask you two things, and you can answer one of them, and you can
Okay.
be as quick as you can.
Okay.
Okay. So first thing is teaching or studying,
Teaching.
content creation or teaching.
Teaching.
ACC Study Hub or traditional BPP Kaplan kits?
Kaplan kit.
Taking online classes or taking physical offline classes?
Physical offline.
Okay. Taking live classes or marking answer scripts?
Live classes.
Okay. Which is your favorite Bollywood movie?
Bollywood movie, it keeps changing. I don't know. You have to give options.
You don't have any favorite Bollywood movie? Like
Every time it changes.
it changes. Do you have any favorite actor or somebody on the
I just love
She
the art. I don't have any specific.
she
Just for
basically wants
the-
you to say it's Shah
Salman
Rukh
Khan.
Khan
Salman
because
Khan or Shah Rukh?
Shah Rukh Khan because she loves Shah Rukh Khan, and every guest that
All
comes to
right.
the podcast, she wants him or her to say it's Shah Rukh Khan so that she can have
That's
a.
definitely Shah Rukh Khan, without a doubt.
see, and most of the people who come to our podcast, they do say Shah Rukh Khan.
That's definitely going to be Shah Rukh Khan. Not only because of the movies, but there are so many things to say that.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, sir. And lastly, ACCA FM or CMA US.
CMA US,
That's
because that's
difficult.
my
That's
qualification, right?
yeah,
Fair
I think
enough.
that was the most difficult one for you.
That's
Yeah,
why we saved it for
any day
the
that's
end.
going to be CMA US. That's made me who I am. Means I have utilized that to make me who I am today.
That's wonderful.
And one more thing, which I would say that this qualification is not the goal, final goal. The goal is to utilize this qualification.
Exactly.
Okay,
Definitely.
utilize this qualification. Do not take it as if okay, this is the goal. After you completed this qualification, then you will not have anything to do in life.
Yeah,
Then you
exactly.
end up doing another qualification.
A lot of times when we were, back in the days when we were preparing, we were thinking that, once we complete the qualification, the world is going to be in our feet. We won't have to do anything.
Ha,
We'll
ha,
be the
ha,
king
ha,
of the
ha.
world and stuff.
Because your goal was the qualification.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
the reality hits once you are qualified and you see that, you're still here. There's
Yes.
still
Yes.
work to
Yes.
do. There's so much more than just
Exactly.
being.
It used to say that like 4 years engineering, enjoy your 40 years of life.
Yeah,
That's
it's not.
that's just a bullshit
Lie.
statement. It's 4 years study, 40 years you
Work.
have to put in the hard work.
Right.
Whatever it is, whatever you do, even if you're a CEO of an organization running a multi-billion-dollar company, still you
You
have to
have
put in
to.
the hard work to make sure that it is there and it grows from there.
Right.
Okay, there's no one sitting idle, no one sitting like the qualification is done, everything is coming, your hands are open and everything is in your hand, nothing is it's you have to work how you have to utilize this qualification, you have to sell yourself. That's what I'm saying. You need to, anyone who's doing the ACC or the CMA, you need to sell your skills. You should not just go walk into an interview and say that I'm an ACCA, hire me. No, you
Exactly.
have to say that I'm an ACCA, I know how to manage funds of a company and I can manage your funds of your company and I can make sure that you can be more profitable. That's what you're selling your service. That's how you need to do it. Yeah.
Absolutely agreed. Thank you so much for sharing your wise words with us. I hope that, whoever watches this video will get to know a little bit more about how they can structure their preparation for the FM exam. We have a lot of, students who are also self studying through this qualification. So, lots of more power and strength to those people. And
100%.
thank you so much for joining us today, sir. We hope that you also possibly, enjoyed this session, and we
Yes,
hope
yes, yes. I enjoyed my session. It's
we
on
hope that
time
this
also, right?
was absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much, sir.
All right. Thank you.